Ryan Murphy, over the years, has ultimately tried to make every attempt he could to kill his own career, and as of 1 week ago, he may have finally done it, with the show so heavily criticised by fans that it may put him into an early retirement, and that is All's Fair. A few years ago, Ryan Murphy made a pitch to Kris Jenner and Kim Kardashian, but it was a pitch unlike any pitch Ryan Murphy has made before. This was for a reality TV show. The pitch wasn't good, but in fact so bad that Kim Kardashian apparently zoned out and pulled out her phone, with Ryan Murphy finally finishing the pitch when Kris Jenner said, "That was really good, sweetie, but you should write a role for Kim, a scripted role." So Ryan did just that, and it turned out to be one of the worst decisions he's ever made in his career. The show, in which premiered with a whopping 0% on Rotten Tomatoes and has slowly crept his way up to a massive 5%, has crushed expectations, cementing the fact that Ryan maybe has potentially lost the spark he once had. But we will come back to the show shortly. Ryan Murphy has been creating shows and movies since 1991, getting his first Golden Globe Awards in 2003 with the drama series Nip/Tuck, about two plastic surgeons who try to maintain their business whilst having to work their way through numerous hardships ranging from personal to clients with criminal connections. The series was followed by the musical comedy series Glee that went on to break many records in the music industry. The show had its rise and fall, last airing in March 2015. Ryan has made so many shows and movies that I generally don't know how he makes so many. I don't know how he is able to do so much, and he just never seems to stop. But one of the biggest shows that Murphy has created is American Horror Story, the show in which broke records and came with an outstanding cast of talented actors and was something unlike anything you had seen at the time. Having the same cast playing new characters following a new story each season was something exciting, and it made it fresh. But even the freshest of formulas can get overused eventually. Murphy's shows have always been very raw, with everything and anything. He has never been afraid of crossing the line or controversy. If anything, he thrives off of it. The more people don't like something or are outraged by it, the more Murphy will defend it and go even darker and deeper. But slowly, as the more years have gone by, this desire and crave of being original yet having a good story has slowly slipped away and became more and more about shock value and rage bait, focusing more on how far you can push and how much money you can get. The things that made Murphy so unique in the first place slowly getting sacrificed for things like what famous person he can cast. Walk with me here. Murphy's Nepo baby addiction. Murphy's Nepo baby addiction has always been quite present throughout his career. Grace Gummer, daughter of Mel Streep, Taissa Farmiga, Vera Farmiga's sister, Travis Bono, Cher's son, and several more. Ryan has the tendency to cast Nepo babies, often with it being their breakout role. Kaya Gerber, for example, who is daughter of Cindy Crawford, known more for being a model, but ventured into acting when Ryan Murphy gave her a role in 6 episodes of American Horror Story, as well as Paris Jackson, daughter of Michael Jackson, who acted in 3. We also have series regulars in the show like Billy Lord, Lily Rabe, and Emma Roberts, who have all given great performances. We also can't forget Ella Betty, who just got cast in the new season of Monsters, who is the daughter of actor and filmmaker Warren Beatty and actress Annette Bening, which caused a huge uproar online because she's a Nepo baby and the fact that people don't want any more of the Monster series. Stop. Now I just want to say, first of all, 90% of the industry is Nepo babies, so it's not outrageous that Ryan Murphy casts so many in his show. And second of all, I think Nepo baby is also used as a point of criticism over the actual performance. What I'm trying to say is not every Nepo baby is a bad actor or a bad filmmaker or anything. I believe that the family and name can get them there, but they actually have to perform and do well, and if they don't, that's when they get criticised. Speaking of Nepo babies, who is one of the most famous Nepo babies of all time? Miss Kim Kardashian, Ryan Murphy's latest capture. But first, Ryan Murphy over the last few years created several new series: Ratchet, The Politician, American Horror Stories, and one of his most notably controversial series, Monster, a series in which makes a dramatized retelling of mass murderers and stories without respect of the real families and victims, diving him straight into controversy and criticism that he has outrightly spoken against. He doesn't care. So don't criticise him because he doesn't care. Criticise him more, so he does care. I did make a video about the glorification of murderers in this series that you can watch if you want. It's right here, or there, or here, or here, or here. And I really appreciate it if you do watch that, or if you've seen that video. I'm also ill. If I sound like I have just been punched in the face, it's because I'm ill. I'm not going to spread it to you because I'm talking to a phone, unless there's a new feature where I can like sneeze on the camera and then it gets to you. Right, I'm going to carry on because I'm just literally waffling now. There have also been many great videos dissecting the fact that he doesn't go about the best way in making these series, and you should go check them out. We are seeing Ryan try to bring back the life to shows like American Horror Story by having many of the original cast come back for the new season, alongside Ariana Grande, which I'm quite excited for, as these are all very incredible actors, and with a good story, it's just going to be amazing. But that is if the story is good. But if it's anything like All's Fair, it's not looking very good. All's Fair... Guys, why did you do that? Is that good? You good there? All's Fair is the newest addition in Ryan Murphy's filmography. The series that was created purely out of the fact that Kris Jenner asked him to, and the two, as I quote, marched into Hulu and said they had an idea for Kardashian to play a divorce attorney, and the executive said yes immediately. He called Jenner a phenomenal producing partner. He added the rest of the cast signed on without reading the scripts, when he told them that he was making illegal drama with Kardashian. The series, led by Miss Kim Kardashian, for those who don't know, is a reality TV star who is also known for her underwear Skims, which recently had a new launch involving a hair thong, a thong with hair on it. Apparently it's like a new trend thing, the 70s bush or something. You could buy that or just like not shave. I feel like we're kind of creeping into a bit TMI territory, so we're going to creep out the TMI territory and back into the Ryan Murphy territory. But more so, Kim is known for the reality TV show Keeping Up with the Kardashians, which follows the life of the Kardashian and Jenner family, started by her mother, Kris Jenner, who pitched the idea for the reality TV show in 2006, and first aired in 2007. Kim's parents, Kim's parents, Robert Kardashian, who was a successful and wealthy lawyer, most known for his involvement in the O.J. Simpson's defense team during his murder trial, leading to the family to gain public notoriety and connections within celebrity circles, and her mother, Kris Jenner, who was well connected in Beverly Hills social circles with people like Kathy Hilton, the mother of Paris and Nikki Hilton, who would often be seen with Kim. With Kim also gaining stardom from a tape that got released in 2007. It was one of these very PG type tapes, if you know what I mean. Since then, Kim has built up an empire of all sorts of businesses, scandals, and projects. The family is alongside the royal family for being one of the most famous families in the world, with many of the family members venturing off into loads of different career paths: modeling, cosmetics, music, fashion, and acting. Kim has surprisingly done many acting roles before working with Murphy.
Oh guys,
come on, baby.
I really have a bad feeling about this.
CSI New York as Debbie Fallon, 2008, Disaster Movie, the 2008 adult comedy Deep in the Valley, the Lifetime show Drop Dead Diva in 2012, 2013's Temptation, Confessions of a Marriage Counselor, and was even in the Paw Patrol movie, and had an Ocean's 8 cameo as herself, which then brings us to 2023. All's Fair isn't the first time that Ryan has worked with Kim. They actually worked on the 12th season of American Horror Story. I cannot believe there is 12 seasons of American Horror Story. That's insane. I feel like I stopped watching the show when they did the one, it was based in the 80s. That was like the last season I saw. I will watch the new one though, because the cast is iconic. I really hope it's good. Please be good. Ryan, please. So the 12th season was called Delicate, and she played the publicist Siobhan Corbin. Her performance received mixed reactions, some calling her acting terrible and others are saying that she did great. And when Ryan asked her why she would act these parts that he would give her, she said, because it's iconic and I like iconic, leading her to take on the lead character, Alora Grant, in All's Fair. So now, we can get on to the show. You sat very well, class. But we are moving on now. All's Fair, created by Ryan Murphy, is a series inspired by the executive producer and Kim Kardashian's real-life divorce attorney, Laura Wasser. The show follows a law firm led by a group of all-female successful divorce attorneys, played by Niecy Nash, Naomi Watts, Glenn Close, and Kim Kardashian. The show was announced in 2024, originally had Hailey Berry attached, but dropped out of the project due to scheduling conflict. But according to insiders, no one would be replacing Berry, but Ryan would just be writing new characters for Paulson, Nash, Taylor, and Watts. November 4th, the show premiered with 3 episodes on Hulu, which I binge watched that morning, so they came out at 8 AM. So I finished them all in that one day. By like 1 o'clock, I had done. It was done. The show will be releasing 1 episode every Tuesday. Final episode will be premiering December 23rd, but whether that day will come is another thing. Critics and TikTok has been flooded with people making fun of the show, criticizing the show, Kim's acting, the storyline, the overall vibe, so much so that I am going to be doing something that I've never done on this channel, and that is a review, okay? Not just my thoughts, a review. Abby reviews? Abby reviews? Is that my new tagline? Abby reviews! So here is my 100% honest review. No funny business. You guys ready? You gripped on? Hold on to my hand. We're gonna go in. Okay. I will put a spoiler warning on the screen if there is anything that I'm saying that is spoilery. Most of it isn't, so don't worry. If you want to watch this show, which you can, I'll let you know. It definitely was not the worst show I'd ever seen in my life, but not something that had knocked my shoes off either. Going into the show, I didn't really have any expectations whatsoever. I hadn't seen Kim act before, unless you classify this as acting, so it was going to be a first for me. And it was kind of exactly what I would have expected. Episode 1 was really slow. We got introduced to the characters with the most surface level backstory. Literally throughout the show you have no interest or connection to any of the characters. It began to pick up midway through the second episode. Sarah Paulson definitely gave the show a bit more life and a bit more emotion with her character, but like, she's Sarah Paulson, so it kind of makes sense. But still, she barely had much of the screen time, and even though she was like the villain, the stakes weren't really built up yet. They might do in the next few episodes, because there's 10 episodes altogether and there's only 3 so far. But I really don't see that happening too much. One thing I really did struggle with was finding the overall tone of the show. They would play music that just didn't really feel like it fit in, and it was very like TikTok-y type music. The writing was not great. One of my theories is because they were just making a show because they could, and it didn't really matter what they wrote as long as they gave Kim Kardashian the most screen time. However, I've been a bit negative. I don't like being too negative. Okay, the world is just full of that already. Hello? Bino's joining me for this little segment here. Here's some of the more positive things, even though there may be more negatives than positives. I did have an interesting time watching it. It had the occasional funny line and was entertaining, but not in the way that like Stranger Things is or a good documentary, but more in a way that a reality TV show is entertaining. And also, I don't know if it is because of Kim K, but the show did have really good costumes and outfits. If you want to watch the show purely for that, you can do that. Speaking of Miss Kim Kardashian, was her performance stiff? Yes. Do I remember her character's name? No. Because the way in which Kim played her character was exactly the same way Kim is in the Kardashians, the way she is in real life, which I know has worked out for her for so many seasons being on the Kardashians, but when it comes to playing character, it's very different. He left us, guys. It's just me and you again. But when it comes to playing a different character, it's very hard to believe that it's not Kim. Especially when the show constantly makes jokes and points to things that you know are related to Kim. Like literally, the whole cliffhanger of the last 3 episodes is that she injects herself with her husband, who is currently filing for divorce, their embryo that they froze a few years ago, because she desperately wants kids. And we're not just going to pretend that there weren't several seasons of Keeping Up with the Kardashians that was centered around Kim wanting kids and trying to have kids. We also have a whole montage of Kim's character getting like cosmetic procedures done, telling the group on how these things are so healthy and beneficial, influencing them, if you will, which Kim's whole career has literally been that. She is the one who makes cosmetic procedures popular. If Kim has a big butt, everyone wants a big butt. If Kim suddenly has a smaller butt, everyone wants a smaller butt. Ultimately, she is playing herself. So it's very hard to expect the audience to see someone else when you know so many of these things about the actor is being portrayed in the character. Also, the show is kind of depending on you to know who she is to understand these jokes. And the fact that the show was literally written for her about her life. Kim literally divorced Kanye West a few years ago. That was a massive story, still is. So now that she is playing the divorce attorney, in some weird way it is kind of iconic. But that's what Ryan Murphy wants us to think. That's what he wants us to think. So will I be tuning in again? Honestly, unless I just want to stick something on in the background, probably not. Ryan Murphy can make a good show, but recently it has been just about name, outrage and money. We all know that Ryan, despite the ratings going down, he is probably more successful than he has ever been. And that's because despite how many times people can criticize him, it doesn't matter because he has found that formula that works. Like anything, the more outrage it causes, the more eyes you have. So even though this show would be career ending for most people, for Murphy it's just another show. He can make 5 more next year. Which is sad because, you know, if he took some time away and sat down and wrote something creative and unique, it could be great. We all know that he has the ability to write good stories. So it's just sad because we know that the reason that he doesn't is because of the industry and the way that like outrage and money is more important than creativity. And it's not just with Ryan Murphy, that's just like as a whole, the industry is like that. Question in the comments today is, what do you think of Ryan Murphy's new show? Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this video was somewhat entertaining. Hopefully I'm getting this out tomorrow by the time I'm filming this. And also I have got a video planned for next week, next Thursday, that I'm very, very excited for. So excited. I just ordered a costume. Thank you for 50k. Here's a hug. And I will see you in my next video.